All right, everybody, day 2, got my coffee, ready to roll. Had a hard time sleeping last night, not because I spent $5,000 on a Ty Cobb card. I have a Ty Cobb card, but because there are other things I still want. And so I was thinking about what's my game plan, because I have to have a whole new shift now. Oh, it's windy. It's windy here in the Windy City, and it smells like smoke. It's kind of smoky. I am going to pivot now. I'm going to look at the tier 2 and 3 cards on the list, see if I can land any. I am super excited for day 2. Let's see what happens. But I'm going to head inside. VIP, we have VIP tickets. We get in an hour early at 9. It's about 8:55, so we'll pretty much walk straight in. Gonna be a good day.
All right, so I went on over to the Memory Lane booth and wanted to show you guys a few things. When you go to Memory Lane auction booths, there's usually some unbelievable stuff like what's on your screen. How about that Eddie Plank T206? I think there were 2 or 3 of those in the room. How about a 34 Gaudy Lou Gehrig? Beautiful Sandy Koufax rookie. How about a Jordan rookie, or whatever you want to call it, Fleer, in a PSA 10. Just some awesome stuff. I had to show you some of the auction house material because it was quite impressive. And here's even more. Look at that case right there. All those Cobbs. And look at that beautiful Ruth. Another Ruth. Some good stuff. Nice feller. This guy had the most impressive cases of packs, unopened wax packs I've ever seen in my life. I mean, there are packs in these cases that are thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. Just unbelievable vintage packs. Here are some hockey, some baseball, some Bowman, old Topps packs. There is the dealer information if you're interested. I mean, it was mind-blowing to see these 3 or 4 cases that he had out and what was in there. Just nuts. Then I went on by and saw my friends over at the Batter's Box, and they had tons of volume, and I wanted to show you some of it. Got some gorgeous, a little of everything in there, between Leafs and Bowmans and everything. Got some, I even got a look and see Ruth in that case. Some 52 tops. They had a lot of 52 tops. In fact, if you're a 52 tops collector, they would definitely be a booth to see. Look at that mini Minoso on the left. Got a beautiful Ernie Banks on the right of the screen. 55 Aaron over there as well. Just some really, really cool stuff. They had football, baseball, basketball, hockey. They really had a little bit of everything. Cool 58 Eddie Matthews in the center of the screen. Lots of top stuff. They didn't have a lot of oddball or, various stuff. Mostly Bowman and Topps. Here's some of the football. I know I got some of you football collectors out there. A couple Unitas rookies on the left. A Sonny Jurgensen rookie there. Some early 50s Bowman cards, football cards there as well. Nice Joe Perry. How about some vintage basketball? There's a cool Oscar Robertson up at the top there. A nice Sammy Baugh 48 Bowman. And then some hockey. And some basketball. Again, their information is the Batter's Box, and they are in the booths on the screen. Kept on moving, and I kind of, after getting my Cobb, I was low on funds, but I was like, man, it would be pretty cool if I could somehow find a way to get a Sai Young. So this booth has some nice ones. probably too nice. So I asked to look at one, and this is a 2. It had 3,300 on it. I just love it when a Sai Young has, and any portrait card has the deep color on the front. On these portraits, that red and the green in this case, it matters so much in the car and that card. And then obviously the registration is vital as well. So I was looking at these. Again, that 2 had 3,300 on it. And then this was a nicer one for 4,500. Again, these were 2 beautiful examples, but they were not cheap. And I'm asking him, sir, do you have any room in your prices? And he kind of was telling me like maybe 10% would be kind of, depending on the card, they might come down. So it kind of gave me a little bit of an idea where I was at. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And so I kept on looking at more of his cases. He had a lot of stuff besides just the big time stars. There's some Hall of Famers in that case, but lots of commons as well of the T206s. I liked this case because it showed a lot with a lot of prices. And the story of the day was it was absolutely packed. And it's not usually this packed this early in the weekend. So then I went over to see our buddy Leighton Sheldon of Just Collect. He wasn't there, but I still was like, let's take a look at his cases. So look at some of this stuff. The people over there at Just Collect were super nice. Leighton's a really nice guy. He had this beautiful collection of T206. And these were part of a near complete set. And showing some more. Got a couple of nice Ruths there in the center of the screen. And Leaf Jackie. A whole bunch of good stuff on that case there as well.
Yeah, I mean, not all of it is for everyone.
A nice Trish Speaker rookie in the left.
Where do you live?
Nice Kid Elberfeld. Dempsey, look at that Hogan. A couple of cool Ted Williams 49 Leaf. And I love the Sport King set. And I wanted to look at that Dietrich's in there, but they were selling it as a set. Again, so another nice speaker there. Cool 54 tops. Jackie next to a 54 tops. Hank Aaron rookie. Nice Duke Hanamoku. Shout out to Joe Perot and Dylan Double D, my surfing buddies. Again, they had a great collection. And then I got to see some good friends. I got Orlando and my buddy Juho in that picture. Jake of Wax Pack Wisdom. And obviously Dan of Dan's Vintage Baseball PC. And this is my buddy Finley, who I got to meet. What a sweet gal and vintage collector. I went back over to see my buddy Andy, and he had just picked up this T206 Sai Young portrait in a PSA 1.5, and guess what? I was able to buy it. And I was negotiating the deal with Andy, and I'm like, I'm a little bit short on money. So I called Coach and I said, Coach, where are you at? I need you to spot me some funds. So I ran over. He gave me a quick loan, ATM Coach, and I went back over and finalized the deal for this absolutely beautiful card. I can't believe I picked up 2 of my big targets. I'm still in a little bit of shock. So I went over to celebrate and checked out Bill Chappell's table. And he has some amazing stuff. I mean, come on, look at that Shoeless Joe Jackson card right there. That's insane. How about that Christy Mathewson? His table is absolutely amazing. Each and every time I see his cases, I'm reminded of how incredible his inventory is. And look at that Stallmeyer maze. Just such cool stuff. And again, Chapel Cards. I'll show his booth information a little bit. If you're coming in this weekend, you can know where to go and find him. Nice 34 Gaudi Lou Gehrig. Another Gehrig, 33 Gehrig over to the right. How about that 53 Bowman Whitey Ford? A nice mantle there. Beautiful Clemente. How about the 54 Bowman mantle and Ted Williams? Nice Jim Thorpe Sport Kings. I know someone who might be interested in that one. Not just me. Beautiful 49 Bowman Dobie at the bottom right corner there. Again, I could shout out every card on the screen, but 926 is Chapel's booth number. And I started walking around, and there were some original costumes from Batman and Robin. I Dream of Jeannie. Some of the Addams Family crew. Super fun. This is over at the Heritage auction booth. They had quite a display. Lots of costume stuff this year, which is cool. Got some Catwoman stuff. Love all of that. I was like, yeah, look at that. Superwoman? Yes, please. I also was very intrigued by some of the tickets that they have up. A lot of first appearances of different players and some World Series stuff. There were first appearances of Pete Rose and Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. You'll see a few of those. There's the Kobe ticket there. You can see a Jordan ticket over to the right. I'll give a better look at right here. That was from the shot game in college. How about a Ken Griffey Jr. debut ticket? There's the Pete Rose debut ticket, and it's signed. I was talking to a collector next to me who has that Pete Rose debut ticket also signed. Again, just really interesting stuff. I really have a huge appreciation for ticket stubs. And here are a few more. I included some of the placards down below so you can kind of see what they were if you're interested. That's a Brady debut ticket and then a Brady Super Bowl ticket. There were some Super Bowl rings and World Series rings, player rings, which you don't see very often. There were a couple owners' rings in there as well. I mean, look at those rings, are insane. Look at that, some Yankee World Series rings. It's been a minute since we picked up one of those. Really cool items. And again, that's one of the things about the National is it's not just about the cards. You get to see some really cool artifacts going up for auction. How about a Ty Cobb signed ball? Babe Ruth signed ball. Here's an early Mantle ball. That was over at Heritage. So how about Coach? How'd he do? Well, he did great. He picked up a 53 Topps Whitey Ford in an SGC3. Look at the centering on that thing. And he got himself a super sharp 53 Yogi Berra in a 4.5. Both of these were upgrades on his collection. Very cool for him. Another great day. Last day for the show for me will be tomorrow, Friday. Or unless you're watching this today, it might be Friday today.